What is good, YouTube, and welcome back to a brand new video. We are back with another new look rebuild, and today we have ourselves the Charlotte Hornets. I've been waiting to do this team for quite some time because I've been kind of waiting to see what happens to the PJ Washington situation, but it just seems like it's going to drag out forever, so I'm tired of waiting. Today we're going to be doing a new look Charlotte Hornets rebuild. Before we get into today's video, make sure you guys drop a like in this one and subscribe if you are new to this channel. As always, greatly appreciated. YouTube tells me that 60% of the people that watch these videos are not subscribed, so if you do fall into that 60%, want to change that as you help us out with our goal of trying to reach 40k before this year is over. That would be greatly appreciated. But let's talk about the Hornets, what they've done this offseason. So primarily, the new additions for the Hornets have been through the draft, which I think is the right way to go about things. So, of course, they extended LaMelo Ball. That was pretty important. Miles Bridges is back in the NBA. He only signed his qualifying offer. There was a report that he asked the Hornets to rescind his qualifying offer, so I'm not sure if Charlotte might be looking to trade him at the deadline. I'm pretty sure, though, since he's on his qualifying offer, he has like a no trade clause or something like that. So that's something to keep an eye on. I wouldn't mind keeping him throughout the video. We shall see, because when he did play, he was pretty good. Terry Rozier, and then, of course, the big thing, they drafted Brandon Miller. I haven't even done a Hornets rebuild since they've drafted Brandon Miller because I've been waiting for Washington to be solved, and it just hasn't been. Mark Williams, of course. Gordon Hayward is still here. Nick Richards, Cody Martin, JT Thor. Another guy they drafted was Nick Smith Jr. Also got, of course, James Nagy. So there are some new additions here in Charlotte, but as I said, right now the Washington situation isn't solved at the time I'm recording this. He's still a restricted free agent. It sounds like they prefer to sign and trade him, but I guess we'll kind of see what happens. It kind of reminds me of when Lauri Markkanen was like dragged out forever and he eventually got signed and traded to Cleveland in that 3-team trade that sent Larry Nance to Portland. So we'll see if that, something like that happens again. But for this first season, I kind of just want to see how things are going to go. So if we look at the starting five going to year one, it's LaMelo Ball, Terry Rozier, Brandon Miller, Miles Bridges, Mark Williams. I like that starting five. I'm ready to roll with it. Gordon Hayward, Nick Richards, Cody Martin, and then Nick Smith Jr. as the rest of our rotation, which honestly I'm kind of cool with. I think I'm going to roll with this going into year one. We'll kind of just see how things go. I'm hoping Brandon Miller is going to be very, very good for us right away. Of course, Charlotte fans might feel a little bit type of some way. If I could say that correctly, they might feel some type of way about taking Brandon Miller over Scoot. I think a lot of Hornets fans wanted Scoot. Hopefully Brandon Miller could come in and win the fans over immediately, because there's definitely been some negative buzz around the pick. But I'm going to boost his shot tendency up a little bit, kind of to match. Maybe we'll go LaMelo 90, and then Brandon Miller can be at 86. We'll push shot tendency up, or touch tendency maybe up just a little. And I think that's all we're going to do for this first season. We're going to go ahead, kind of just simulate and see how it goes. I'm assuming we're not going to be a very good team. Dub Steve Clifford as our head coach, which, we might keep that throughout the video. We'll see. Well, just kind of depends on how we do. So I will see you guys at the end of year one. I don't think I'll be making a trade the deadline, but if I do, I will show you. But I plan to just kind of see how things are going, and then we might make a change from there once we get in the offseason. Well, would you look at that? What a start to this video. At the end of year one, LaMelo Ball wins MVP, averaging 29 points per game with 11.5 assists, which is pretty insane. All I did was move his shot tendency up a little bit. Maybe that made all the difference in the world. I have no idea. But I've never really seen LaMelo win MVP in at least year one. I've seen him do it, obviously, but in year one, have not seen that. Vic is your rookie of the year. Chris Paul is your sixth man. 80s defensive player. Tyler Hero most improved. And Quinn Snyder is your coach of the year. I'm not really sure if LaMelo Ball winning MVP is warranted because, well, although I feel like we had a very surprising record for our standards, Brandon Miller made all rookie first team, which is good to see. But I don't know if we were warranted that because we're in the play-in. We're the 7th seed in the East. I will say, though, we finished like 46-36, which usually would probably buy you in as a playoff team, but this Eastern Conference is very competitive, as you can see. 46-36 on this season, though. We will take that each and every day as a 7th seed. But as you can see, LaMelo Ball averaged 28 points per game, as we saw. 19 from Brandon Miller, 16 from Rozier, 16 from Miles Bridges, 11 from Gordon Hayward, and then 10.5 from Nick Smith Jr. So he'll be able to play probably 6-man or be a really good bench scorer for us going forward. Mark was 9-9 and 2.5 blocks. You really can't ask for much more out of your center. And Nick Richards was 7-7 and almost 2 blocks. So overall, very, very good. As the stats we're getting from our rotation, which is great. I love to see it. We're just gonna see how this goes. And Brandon Miller also even averaged 7 assists, which we will take. But let's see if we get out of the play-in. So do we beat the Miami Heat? And we do. So we're in the playoffs just like that. Year one, we've already punched our ticket into the playoffs. We haven't even made any changes to the team yet. I thought about stopping the deadline, but I decided against it, and because we were just kind of above 500, so I was like, you know what, I'll just let it go through, and we'll just kind of just see what happens. And here we are making the playoffs. Now, we are playing the Atlanta Hawks, so most likely we get swept here, but at least we made it. Somebody current round, and we are going to win one game. Actually, we pushed them to 7. Damn. Wow. Okay. You know what? This team might be even more ready than I thought, at least according to 2K standards, I will say. I'm not saying in real life they're like that, but in 2K, you know, LaMelo Ball is kind of a cheat code, so I'm not too surprised, but we might be ready for something here soon. So Zion is your MVP, beating the 76ers, Finals MVP, beating the 76ers in 7. Player retirement's got LeBron James retiring. Let's go straight to lottery. I think our pick is going to convey to the Spurs because pretty sure our pick was like lottery protected. So that is going to be a pick we don't have. Spurs get number 1. And our selection is, in fact, going to go, I think, to the Spurs, right? Where is our pick? Yeah, or no, we get to keep it at 21. So we have the 21st overall pick. I thought for sure it conveyed to the Spurs this offseason, but who knows? So we got the 21st overall pick. We'll go ahead and see what we can do with that. Probably draft a rookie. I mean, this team just, you know, drafted a bunch of good players, and it seemed to work out in the simulation. So we'll probably continue with that trend. Gordon Hayward will be off the books, which is going to be amazing. He'll be finally gone. We don't have to worry about him. And then Rozier is someone I might look to trade away as well. We shall see, because he's going to have, like, I think the last of his deal is non-guaranteed, so he's kind of an expiring in a way. Or someone could pick up his option at the very end. We'll see. But I'm going to fill this out, and I'm going to make some decisions with either Rozier, the draft pick. We'll kind of see what's out there. So I think the best trade we can do for Terry Rozier would be sending him to Chicago, where he goes over to the Bulls to be the new point guard for that team, where we get Kobe White and a first-round pick in return for Rozier. I mean, he just came off a season where he was averaging, I think, like 16, right? Yeah, so 16 points per game. The Bulls get themselves a new point guard with LaMelo Ball's injury, so we'll go ahead and do this trade. That's the best trade I can technically find. And I'll go ahead and do Chicago a favor by moving Rozier to point guard. So we'll go ahead and move him to point guard. There he is. I was about to say if I can find him. So now we jump into the draft and pick a number 21, and let's see what we get. So number 21, we got Aaron Bradshaw on the board. We have centers though, so I don't really want to draft a center. We have Bobby Class, Deion Johnson, Elijah Fisher. I'm not sure if I like any of the guys here, to be honest with you, but I think I'll go with 19-year-old Trey White and call it a day. It's not the greatest pick. I don't know if Trey White will ever become anything for us, but welcome to the team regardless. 72 overall. We also got Middleton in the second round, so we'll sign him. Player options. Kai Jones is a free agent. So is Amari Bailey. Amari Bailey is actually in a two-way in real life, but regardless, I don't think I'll bring either of them back. I mean, yeah, we might as well accept Kai Jones. Why not? So we'll bring everybody back. Amari Bailey, I won't worry about. Qualifying offers, we got nothing here in free agency. Of course, Miles Bridges is a free agent. I would love to bring him back. And then Gordon Hayward, Bryce McGowan's are also free agents. So I think first and foremost, Miles Bridges is asking for quite a bit of money. So I want to take a look at what's all available to us. So if we take a look right now, so Miles Bridges is somebody I do want to bring back. I also see Lonzo Ball, which I find very interesting. Now, in real life, I don't think he declines that player option because obviously his injury, you know, you just don't really see him declining that. That's money he can have that he may not get if he enters free agency with his injury. But since he is here, I mean, I could technically team up the Ball brothers in Charlotte. It's kind of an interesting idea, but I want to re-sign Miles Bridges as well, and both of them are asking for quite a bit of money. So is there anyone that's making too much money on the roster that I can trade away right now? So, like, obviously, we just got Kobe White out of that trade. So, I mean, I guess Book Knight would be the one where if I could free up $6 million, just trade him to a team. I mean, he hasn't really worked out in Charlotte anyway. So, you know what? We're going to try to just dump Book Knight to a team. Maybe there's a team out there that would be willing to take him on. So, let's say, like, the Jazz, for instance. They're a rebuilding team. I don't think Book Knight goes for a first at all. I'm just going to trade him over to the Jazz for a second round pick, and he could do something there maybe. So I want to try to get both Lonzo and Bridges in free agency. That's kind of, or not. Yeah, Lonzo and Bridges. I said that right. So I want to get both of them in free agency. Do I have enough money? I have no clue, but I'm going to try. So I probably don't have enough money, but we're going to try this regardless. So neither one of them have an offer right now. But if I went and, yeah, it's going to be kind of tight. But if I maybe lowered the money as much as I can to Miles Bridges, say like we did 21 million, this player option does not move it. I don't think he accepts that, but I'm going to offer it. Okay, he might accept that. He does accept it. So Miles Bridges would take care of. Lonzo Ball still has no offers right now. We're just going to keep looking at that. So he has 8 offers now, and now he has a 100% offer from the Phoenix Suns. I want Lonzo, but I don't think I can afford them both, unfortunately. I'll give him an offer anyway and see how far off we would be from maybe getting both of them. So Lonzo Ball and Miles Bridges, well, at least we'll keep them in free agency. We'll kind of see what we need. So yeah, we don't have enough room, but Lonzo Ball will still be here at the very least. How far off are we? So we're $7 million off from being able to sign Lonzo. I can't imagine he would take that much of a pay cut, even though he probably in real life isn't getting this much money. Cody Martin, I think we can move on from him pretty comfortably. Maybe some team thinks they can get like a Caleb Martin impact out of him. So we're going to make this trade and dump him as well to like the Clippers for a second. We'll do something like that. And then we should be able to throw Lonzo Ball some money. And we should be able to sign him. And we are going to be his #1 offer. So Lonzo Ball comes and joins his brother in Charlotte. Now, I will say, like I said, Lonzo Ball getting this kind of contract is very, very probably not going to happen just because of his injury. But if he wasn't injured, I think, you know, him joining LaMelo and Charlotte would be a lot of fun. So we're just kind of doing that today. So I can move either LaMelo or Lonzo to shooting guard. It doesn't matter too much. So I'm just going to move LaMelo there, I guess. So it's going to be Lonzo, Nick Smith Jr., LaMelo, Kobe White. We have Brandon Miller. We just drafted Trey White. We have Miles Bridges, JT Thor still. And we got Mark Williams, Nick Richards, Kai Jones, James Najee. So I guess if there was one player I would sign out there, it's a wing. So we're going to go try to sign a wing player. So we could bring back Gordon Hayward, but I'm good on that. We have Kellen Olynyk, Kenrich Williams, Derek Jones, Royce O'Neal. I think I'll bring in like a Derek Jones for like a year. And I don't know if he'll play for us, but we'll have him here. So we'll have him here as a guy just in case. I'm only saying he may not play just in case guys develop and like they're better overall than him, but I doubt it. So player progression. Got LaMelo up to 92, Lonzo up to 86, Miles Bridges is up, Mark Williams is up, and Brandon Miller is up, Kobe White's up, and then JT Thor is up. So yeah, he almost surpassed Derek Jones. Nick Smith is up, and then so is Kai Jones, and so is James Najee. So overall, looking very, very good. We got our new point guard. We brought back Miles Bridges. So I'm feeling good about what we got. I mean, we took the Hawks to 7, so maybe there's a world where we can get back to the playoffs and maybe make it to the second round. This team seems closer than I would think. But let's take a look at what the rotation is going to look like going into the season. So, Franklin is going to land us at 7th. We just got the MVP with LaMelo, of course. So, maybe he can do that again with his brother beside him. So, here's your rotation going into the season. It's LaMelo. It's Lonzo. I said that backwards, but you get the point. Brandon Miller. Brought back Miles Bridges, Mark Williams, Kobe White, Nick Richards, Derek Jones, JT Thor. I'm going to go ahead and not have JT Thor playing those minutes. I'm going to give these to Nick Smith Jr. instead. And that will be what we run with this season. So we'll see how it goes. If I do decide to stop at the trade deadline, I will show you. But I'm feeling good about what we look like. And I think 2K is going to agree with us because LaMelo, as I said, is a cheat code. Once again, in year number 2, LaMelo Ball wins MVP, even next to his brother, playing with his brother, whatever you want to say. 29 points, 10 assists, 50, 40, 90. He's just different in 2K. We all know that. Booker, Rookie of the Year. Cole Anthony, 6-man, 80 defensive player, and then Kuminga, most improved. Joe Mazzulla, coach of the year, and Park is your executive. So LaMelo makes All-NBA first team, and I can't imagine we have anyone else here. Maybe we have an all-defensive representative. Both of them actually make all-defensive teams, which is great. So LaMelo and Lonzo both make all-defense first team, which is fantastic to see. And yeah, I don't think White was playing for us, so he's not in here. But we are the 3rd seed in the East, and we did win like 60 games. So yeah, I mean, it's a competitive East again. Boston and Atlanta are the 2 teams we have to worry about, but 61-21 on the season, that's pretty damn impressive. We should at least get out round 1, I imagine, but 29 points from LaMelo, 19 from Miles Bridges, 15 from Lonzo, 15 from Brandon Miller, 14 from Kobe White, 12 from Mark Williams, and 11 from Nick Smith Jr. So let's see how we do against Miami. Of course, they're going to have like Tyler Hero, who in his own right is pretty overpowered in 2K, averaging 30 points per game. So LaMelo or Tyler Hero, Jimmy Butler, Martin, Bam, Jalen Williams, Nikola Jovic, Thomas Bryant. Of course, they don't have Damian Lillard here yet. That trade has not happened, but let's go ahead. Somebody come around against Miami, and we are going to beat them in 6, okay? And the Atlanta Hawks got taken care of by the Toronto Raptors. So I think this might be our year to go out there and win a championship because Atlanta is not in our way right now. Boston is still alive, though, and so is Cleveland, so nothing is guaranteed. But they had Robert Dillingham, OG, Barnes, Patrick Williams, Jakob Poeltl. So somehow this team upset Atlanta and got to the second round. So hopefully we can take care of business and get to the conference finals. We shall see if that happens. Somebody come around against Toronto, and we are going to beat them in 5. And we're in the East Conference Finals, ladies and gentlemen. But now we get to play the Boston Celtics. So obviously, Boston with Jaylen Brown re-signed are going to be a very, very overpowered team to be in 2K as well, at least in 2K23 until 2K24 comes out. And then I guess we'll see if anything changes. But yeah, very good team in Boston. So nothing is guaranteed here. Game 1, we're down 1-0, 143-116, 25 for Miles Bridges, but it did not matter. Game 2, down 2-0. Game 3, down 3-0. And Yeah, so we get swept. We made it to the East Conference Finals, but unfortunately, it's the Boston Celtics. We came up short to them. Tatum is your Finals MVP, and there's a chance maybe Jason Tatum leaves that team. But of course, you're still going to have the Atlanta Hawks to worry about next year. We just got lucky they got beat this time around. But you're going to have the Celtics go on to beat the Grizzlies in 5. I guess the biggest thing we can hope for is Tatum leaves the Celtics. I think that's what we're going to mainly hope for this offseason. As far as draft pick compensation is concerned, I'm pretty sure this offseason we don't have our pick, and maybe I'm incorrect. I'm not sure. No, it says the Spurs have our pick, so we do not have a first round pick in this draft, which is totally fine. I don't know if there'll be too many changes this offseason. I mean, Steve Clifford got us to the conference finals, but if I look at some of the guys that are out there, I mean, we could go out for like Tyronn Lue or like a Darvin Ham or Mike Brown. Like, we could go get one of those guys, but I mean, Clifford's done a great job that I don't think there's any reason to fire him, even though it may not be, you know, a result of his skill set. Maybe it's just LaMelo Balls, but still, I'll keep him. We only have the 28th pick in the second round, which I'm not too concerned about. So player options, we got Nick Richards, which I'm going to accept. Middleton will accept as well. Bring all those guys back. Qualifying offers, Kai Jones, James Najee. I wouldn't mind bringing both of them back, of course. So free agency, Jason Tatum is already getting an offer back to Boston, so he'll be back, which kind of sucks. We have to worry about them again next year. So how do we get better than Boston is the question. I don't know if there is a way of doing that, but we'll just have to hope for the best. I mean, maybe getting a better wing. I guess we got Derrick Jones back next year, or we got Derrick Jones last year. Is there anyone out here? Like, we can bring Jalen McDaniels back to Charlotte. We got PJ Washington, who may or may not rejoin the Charlotte Hornets. Who knows when that will be solved. Maybe we can sign former Boston Celtic Aaron Nesmith. Yeah, I think 25-year-old wing who can shoot a little bit might be the guy we go for here. So Aaron Nesmith, we'll bring him in. Do I have to renounce James Najee or Kai Jones? Because I don't really want to. I'll renounce Derrick Jones because I'm not bringing him back. But I don't really want to renounce these other guys. So we're going to bring in Aaron Nesmith. How much of an impact will that make? I'm not totally sure. But we got our backup wing with Nesmith, which is cool. And then it's just a matter of waiting on these guys. So I think we're just going to wait on these guys, and that will be our offseason. If there is a move to make, maybe at the next year's deadline, we do it. But I feel pretty good about what we're as a team. I mean, we just won 61 games last year, so there's no need to like make a crazy change. Maybe we can just hope that Boston gets eliminated by someone else. But they're going to be the biggest threat along with like Atlanta. But LaMelo's up to a 95. Brandon Miller's up. You got Nick Smith up to a 79, which is a big jump. And then Nick Richards is up. So yeah, nothing else too crazy. But overall, we're going to go into next season with the hopes of, you know, just being good again. And maybe we make a solidified run to the finals this year. So this year, LaMelo Ball does not win MVP. Instead, it goes to Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. And I'm not sure if I've ever seen that. So that's kind of cool to see. Trey Johnson, Rookie of the Year on the Indiana Pacers. Dame, Sixth Man. Evan Mobley, Defensive Player. Duran, Most Improved. And Quinn Snyder is your Coach of the Year. Bell is your Executive. So you got Shai, Kate Cunningham, Evan Mobley, Giannis, Nikola Jokic. You got LaMelo, Stephen Curry, Tatum, Zion. And then do we get like LaMelo and Lonzo? So Lonzo makes all defense first team. LaMelo does not make it this year, which kind of sucks, but it's all good. So we are the second seed in the East, and we get to avoid Atlanta at least until maybe the conference finals. But we do have to run into Boston if they take care of the Wizards, which we'll see. Maybe the Wizards can find a way to upset the Celtics. If we run into them again, there may be a problem throughout the video, and we may not be able to get past them. But we get Detroit. So let's worry about Detroit first because they always have a solid roster with Cunningham, Ivy, Asar Thompson, Wiseman, you know, very good team, and then former Charlotte Hornet Kelly Oubre. So let's see what happens. Somebody current round against Detroit, and we are going to beat them in 5. But now we run into the Boston Celtics, who just swept the Washington Wizards. I have a bad feeling about this. I think the Celtics are just going to be too good for us to beat. But we'll give it a try. Game 1, we're up 1-0 this year. We actually beat them pretty badly in game 1. So at least we get one game this year. So that's a good sign. Game 2, 2-0. Okay, do we return the favor? I was about to say, there's no way. Do they even it up? They do. So we're going back to a game 5. And I guess this year it's a better series. But yeah, I mean, I would have loved to have taken advantage of the lead that we had. Every single one of our players, though, in the rotation is on fire right now. So hopefully we can carry that over into game 5. Very somewhat close game here. We had the lead for a second, but the Boston Celtics take it back. And I think we're going to lose this one. So we lose game 5. And now I have to win a game 6 in order to force a game 7. And I'm not feeling good about that particular challenge. So Boston, do you allow us to win a game 6? Close game. Do we steal it at the end? We do not. We're going to lose to the Celtics again. So I think it's safe to say the Celtics are not going anywhere anytime soon. So the Celtics are going to be the biggest problem now that we have to deal with. So is everyone under contract? I guess they might lose Porzingis. that's about it. If they re-sign him, they're going to be a problem still. I think we'll go one more year on this. Literally, that's it. So I'm going to go ahead and snap my fingers, and we'll be in next year's playoffs, and we'll be looking to run it back for one more season. And just like that, we've simulated one more year, and we're back in the playoffs. And guess what? We get to play the Celtics in round 1. Now, they did lose Porzingis, so that is a great sign of a potential run for us here. We'll see if it does turn out that way. So 26 from Melo, 20 from Nick Smith Jr., absolutely developing into a stud. One change that we did make is we signed Obi Toppin in free agency, so new rotation is looking like this. So it's Melo, Lonzo, Brandon Miller, Miles Bridges, Mark Williams, Nick Smith, Nick Richards, Obi Toppin, and Aaron Nesmith. So here goes nothing. Boston in round 1. They've beat us the last 2 years. Can we do it to them this year? Somebody current round, and we are going to sweep them. Now that Porzingis is gone, they're beatable, and now we get to play Cleveland. So Cleveland, they got... oh boy, they got Tobias Harris with Mitchell, Garland, Mobley, Jarrett Allen, and Isaiah Joe, and Aaron Bradshaw. I'm not feeling particularly confident about this one, but we did win game 1, and we might be going home. Unless we win game 5. We do not, of course, and now we get to play this Cavs in game 6, and we get to just hope for the best. So, game 6, if I can click simulate with Simcast without having issues. Here we go. Game 6 in Charlotte. Can we go ahead and win this one? Let's see. And we are going to, hopefully, very close game. And I think we might be done for. Unless we can win it. Take the lead back. 107, 109, 107. 112 to 111. Oh, my goodness. Do I come in and watch this game? I think I watched the end of it. Let's watch the end of it. All right, so we're down 1 and Cleveland has the ball. So let's just go ahead and kind of see how we play this. So Garland has the ball. We're playing in Charlotte right now. Nick Smith Jr. LaMelo almost lost his man. As long as we don't let them score in this possession, we should be good. Garland's gonna nothing, and he's gonna take it to the basket, pass it up. Yeah, that's a really good play. So we're down 3. I mean, it's still a 1 possession game, and we still have another possession if we don't score here. So hopefully we take care and make a good play here. So let's see what happens. LaMelo Ball with the All right. Yeah. All right. That's probably gonna be all she wrote. I don't know why on earth he shot that. That was not great, to be honest. All right. Well, there's still a chance. As long as we don't foul here, we should be good. We still have a guaranteed chance at another possession as long as we don't let them score. Garland, we got Miles Bridges guarding him. Mobley once again, and that is going to be probably the end of the game if Mobley hits 1 free throw, and he hits 1. Yep. So that's probably going to be it. We'll see if maybe we can make a 3 out of this. We might call a timeout. We do. Yeah, we're going to need a 3, and I'm not confident we're about to get it. So let's just see how this is going to go. All right, so we got Mark Williams inbounding the ball. We'll see if we can get a hit a 3 here. If we can't, then that's going to be all she wrote. We're going to inbound it to LaMelo Ball, I assume. Yes, we do. And we're going to get a screen. Nope. Okay, yes, a screen from Mark Williams. You have a good shot. All right, ooh. Brandon Miller for 3. And that's it. So we gave it a try. Unfortunately, we come up short. And that will be how this video ends. We lose to Cleveland in round 2. We just kept running into too many powerhouse teams in the East. So it's Oklahoma City and San Antonio, Cleveland and Atlanta in the finals, or in the conference finals. And you're going to have Atlanta and Oklahoma City. And Atlanta Hawks going to win the championship. So most likely, even if I beat Cleveland, I probably ran into Atlanta and then I lose to them most likely. That's just how it would have went for me. So hope you guys enjoyed the video regardless. Charlotte still has a lot of things to figure out with like PJ Washington and some other things, but I was just tired of waiting, and they're a fun team. And I hadn't done a rebuild on them since they drafted Brandon Miller, because when I did my mock rebuilds for the draft, I did Scoot on the Hornets instead. So this is my first time ever playing with Brandon Miller on the Hornets, so that was kind of fun. But I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I'll see you on the next one. This is Crushables. I'm saying peace. Thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure you click here to watch another video that I know you'll love.